So this is the moment, the Carling Cup final 2004, and the trophy is Middlesbrough's.
Think back to winning the Carling Cup, obviously, and the fact that it meant we were going into Europe for the first time, and the build-up to the very first game in Europe. You know, drawing a team in Ostrava who had been involved in the Champions League qualifiers and who had a reasonable European pedigree, and that opening night at the Riverside, you know, full house and absolutely fantastic atmosphere, and a very special occasion, a privilege to be involved in it. So I think there was that excitement all summer with new players coming in, and the expectation of Europe and who would we be drawn against, and what was going to come up. And as the season progressed, you know, being in the draw each time meant that all of a sudden Friday mornings there was something extra special to look forward to.
It's the club's first ever European game, and the first time we've brought European club competition football to you on Borough TV.
I was very proud because of what it meant to the people, you know, to be able to see European football on their doorstep, and you know, the waiting again, having seen what it meant last year, winning the first trophy, to then the expectation of Europe and being the captain to lead them. And actually, I have to say, I've sort of messed up during the year, because even for myself, it was you know, something relatively new, or had been a while since I've been involved. But you know, custom is that you have a team picture before every tie, and I think I only remember to do it once out of the 10 games. So you know, we didn't even pose for the team pictures. It was that new to us. But you know, we just wanted to get out there and play the games and take on the opposition.
It is with this in mind that UEFA took the decision to add this new group stage element from the 2004-2005 season.
I remember we were working on the training field, and Chris Mosley came down and said, "Right, do you want to know the group?" And it was Villarreal, right, okay, semi-finalists last year. Lazio, oh okay. Partizan Belgrade, right, where's the winning team coming? So we knew, I mean, instantly it captured everybody's imagination, because you know, we were by no means favourites to go through in the group. In fact, I would have suggested we would have been fourth favourites before, you know, putting aside the fact we were doing well in the Premiership at the time. But of course, the name of Lazio did capture the imagination more than any other, because of what they've achieved, because of their history. And again, I always think, you know, if you're a Middlesbrough fan that's followed them for 20, 30 years, and you can say, "Oh, we're just popping down the road, love. Who are you playing this week?" "Oh, we got Lazio nipping down to the Riverside." You know, fantastic occasion. And again, I think the atmosphere that night, Lazio must have wondered what they'd walked into, because you know, there was no way that players or fans were going to allow them to leave with anything other than a defeat. The sole aim was getting through the group when we started, and you know, we felt that Lazio was going to be a key game. Having got the victory in Italia, which was quite a surreal atmosphere. You know, you qualify for Europe and you expect every night to be packed houses, and if you go to Greece for a game, you expect it to be very hostile and you know, very unwelcoming. And there we were, you know, with a school gym at the end of one end of the ground, and sort of a crowd of 3,000, and it wasn't quite what we'd expected. And you know, for a long time it looked as if it was going to be 0-0, and you're thinking, well, that's probably not a bad result. But as it turns out, had we drawn 0-0, that would have been a poor result in terms of the group. So again, that was a crucial goal that Stuart scored for us out there.
Middlesbrough return to UEFA Cup action in the knockout stages. It's the last 32. There's a little bit of a concern, though, because Gareth Southgate seems to have gone down. I wonder whether did he get a blow in the face, maybe?
Personal memory is that I think I lost my tooth sort of after 10 minutes of the first half, which was pretty painful. And not the sort of memory you want. And then my other endearing memory of that was their dear old centre forward getting sent off, and all the histrionics as he left the field, followed with the coup de grace when he went to kick the advertising hoarding without realising there was a solid concrete block behind it, and sort of just went catapulted over the top. So that was a sort of comedy classic in the middle of what was a very tense and difficult tie. And having gone ahead twice, we were a bit down to come back at 2-2, but I was very confident that the 2 away goals would be significant in the tie.
Edson will pick out Barbosa, who's continued his run. Barbosa 1-on-1, and it's Barbosa open to scoring a vital away goal. Barbosa shot in, Douala on the right side of the box, whipped across Liedson. Liedson gets the second, and it's all falling to pieces for Middlesbrough at the moment. Great save from the keeper. It's tipped out, might be a chance. Douala completes the scoring.
Unfortunately, we contributed to our downfall on all 3 goals, because I think we were in possession of the ball at one point when before all 3 of those goals, and that was the most disappointing thing for us, that we kind of threw those goals away. And at 3-0, it was looking like it could be one of the longest nights in history. And the thought of travelling to Lisbon, being 3-0 down, I think everybody was pretty down and not looking forward to that at all. So, then all of a sudden Joseph drags himself off the bench and scores what was possibly, I'd say, the best goal I've been involved in a game, and best bit of skill that I've seen. And then Chris, we threw everybody forward for a free kick. Chris managed to finish his chance very well. And at 3-2, all of a sudden there was a game on again. And had we gone another 5 minutes, I think we'd have made it 3-3, and the game in Lisbon would have been even more appetising.
They've gone out with pride. They've gone out with spirit. They've gone down fighting. They've gone down by 1-0. It's over for Middlesbrough. But boy, has this been a tournament they can be proud of. It finishes on aggregate, Sporting 4, Middlesbrough 2.
Middlesbrough have put themselves on the map, and that's by what's happened on the field and off the field. I think that every away tie our fans have added to. I think they've made friends throughout Europe. I remember wandering around Valencia with the lads after the game in Villarreal, and you couldn't walk 10 yards, unfortunately, but it was great to see so many people had made a small holiday of it. And I think if we'd all looked at the start of the season and you'd said, well, we'd get to the last 16, as a bit of an unknown, then we'd have probably said, well, that would be a good achievement. And of course, when you do it, you're disappointed that it hasn't gone on for longer, and that you haven't progressed further in the competition. Because I do believe if we'd had a full team, in hindsight, it's a competition that we could have gone, all the way in.